Nevertheless, GM is also using these management online systems. Now, there are some reasons why we encourage everybody to use this system. Now, first and foremost, in all research, what hard copy is being lost. You see sometimes that when we have collected hard copies from customers and then we just put it one side, and then the next moment we may have forgotten where we place it. And if we ask again the same document from the customers, it may not be good because customer may lose confidence in us. All right. However, if you have gotten the documents from customers, then immediately just scan it into the system. There's a barcode, it will be stored there permanently. All right. Now, at the same time, also you're also allowed to actually, generate your own claims report in Excel format for you to really, see which has been settled and which has not settled. So it's actually quite user-friendly system. And also you can actually check the claim settlement status from time to time from the system instead of to just tabulate on the table and then check manually. I think that's quite time consuming and may not be also productive. All right. Now, another few reasons why we actually encourage everybody to sign up this system is actually to immediately appoint the adjuster from the claims examiner. All right. I mean, if need be, or rather to actually immediately process the claims, because I think it's a key point here. Because if your customers has a claim, I believe that they get very panicked. So the sooner they get their money, the better it will be. All right. At the same time, also, as I mentioned, to actually enable you to scan all the documents into this system, and it'll be good because if we actually do it manually and scan an email to the claim examiner, happen that the claim examiner could be away because of MCEL, then they could be some delay and also not so good for your customer interest as well. And also the last part is actually the best part. You're able to actually print out all the letters that we've sent as a reference, because sometimes we have too many letters that we have to keep manually, and sometimes we have forgotten where we keep. All right, unless you have a very systematic and structural way to do so. But I believe most of us would rather actually, put everything into the system. All right. Then when we need, we just press a button and then all letters will actually being generated, instantly. I think that was something good, for us to really, consider. All right. This is actually on the Fairmont Management online systems. Now, another important point I want to remind is actually this is, very, very important, especially those that attended, the earlier sessions, probably, earlier on the PDS sessions, one whole sessions. All right. It's very important to actually, to extend the PDS to your customers. It's not something that we want, but actually it's a guideline from Bank of Ghana under the product transparency and disclosure. Why so? Because everybody knows that what is covered, but nevertheless, customer may not know what is not covered. In the PDS, they also tell you what is covered and what is not covered in a very major basis. For example, since we're on an EV car right today, so let's talk about example, a normal car. If a new buyer, a fresh grad buy a car, all right, and then you actually propose this motor insurance to the this potential customers. Now, to a customer, he thought everything is covered A to Z, all right, including flood cover. But however, you and me, because we're experienced person, especially agents, we know that the flood is always by extension by additional premium. But new customers or fresh grad may not know. All right, and if we do not actually spell this out to the customers via, from PDS, so customer may misunderstood when claims happen, flood will happen. So customer will actually blame us that that will not be transparent to them. So that's very important. As mentioned, everybody knows its benefits. Most importantly, you must also tell customers are the major exclusion or things that we don't cover, right? Now, second point is actually along the way, of course, you need to actually provide, the good advice to customers based on their ability and to pay as well as the expectation. For example, even, for the motor insurance, or, there are some the market value, we actually got it from ISM. there are some adjustment that we can make up to a certain percentage. All right. Of course, then it will depend on customer expectation. See which one that they really wanted, whether to upskill or downskill on the submission based on the parameter that actually we have actually set. All right. And nevertheless, also very important for you guys to actually complete, the GGM e-learning, the compulsory e-learning. All right. First and foremost, of course, is to maintain your high ethical standards and of course your competency as well. E-learning is actually something that we have actually imposed 2 years ago. All right, starting last year and also carry on for this year and also for many, many years that come by. All right, so all the agents will need to actually complete the e-learning. All right, there are 6 topics altogether, and we give some CBD hours as well. If you complete this mandatory e-learning. Now, the last day will be actually 31st December 2025. Otherwise, if those that fail to complete by 31st December 2025, then the front end system may be actually deactivated until completed, until completions. All right. Now, another thing I want to actually highlight to you all will be actually consent. Now, consent is something that very important to actually get in touch. Now, it's under the PDPA 2010. For example, if customers actually the debit card able to get through, especially our PA is actually on auto renewal and auto debit modes, right? Now, in the event that your card able to struck through because the card become invalid, then of course, as the professional intermediaries, we need to approach the customers directly. Even though we are closer to the insured, could be spouse or the children. No, we can't. We must actually get the updated card number directly from the agent. Reason behind, because if we get it from the spouse or from the children, that cards, I mean, the other card given to you, the details, right, may not be the intended card that the customer wanted to get debited. If that happened, customer could actually lodge a complaint and then come back to the agents, and the agent could get reprimanded to the extent it could also be terminated. And for information, the PDPA also there is a fine up to 1 million, no joke, under the general principle here. All right. So something for you to really, really, really consider and really, really, really take note on this consent. Don't underestimate this consent things is very important. Cannot be oversighted or underestimated. All right. Another thing is actually on the inducement. So do not induce customers to purchase insurance product which actually they do not want it. All right. For example, agent could be creating a story to sell that, well, if you do not actually purchase product by today, then tomorrow the premium will goes up. And rightfully, it doesn't happen. All right. This is a creation by the agent. In that case, if the customer happen to find out that what agent tell was not true, then this customers can actually make a complaint to Bank of Ghana again, and again Bank of Ghana will come back to the insurance company and do an investigation and found to be true. Such agent also could be terminated. Now, agent terminated if it's a sole breadwinner of a family. What happened to the career then? The career definitely will be destroyed. So in that case, what happened to the family members then? So something for us to really consider, especially for those very senior agents that you already have a sizable commissions and sizable clientele. All right, so please, help us out and help you all do not make this, mistake. Yeah, because this mistake could cause a very serious penalty. All right, yeah, things like that. Now, at the same time, the last one, right? So do not actually exert any undue influence or whether to actually trade customers to purchase insurance which they do not really want. I mean, sometimes, once a while when we see customers in person, it's fine because in that case, we're also able to, uh, have some potential business to be closed. So you never know, maybe the customers could bring their friends, relative, or spouse, or children. That's something good opportunity for you to actually close a potential case. But however, we cannot be actually, seeing like we're actually helping customers day and night. It's like very spooky like that because we want to close a case. In that case, if customers find it's threatening and not comfortable, customers also got the right, to actually make a complaint to Bank of Ghana under MSA 2013. And this again, bank will come after the insurance company and find out that if the agent happen to be doing this unethical practice, then this agent also could be actually reprimanded, and to some extent that also could be terminated. All right. I'm not sure you're not aware that the 201, since last year there's a PITA guideline, or it's actually professionalism documents, things like that, to mention that nowadays this AIX means there's a centralized database, all right, that include Piam, Liam, and Takafu. All the agents' information updated. Now, in case the agent has a show cause letter elsewhere, and has claim resign and trying to join another company, but this showcase show cause letter has already updated in the database by the previous insurance company. Now, as a new insurance company that this agent wanted to join, actually we need to do a 7 years reference check, like a mini HR. Then if we find that he has this black record in the previous company, so even the new company may not want this is something that now the agent cannot escape. Unlike 2 years ago, before this PITA guideline came into the picture, yes, the agent could have some loophole, can escape, but now no. That's why it's so important that the agents keep themselves always, in a good practice, especially on the fit and proper criteria. All right. All right, so this will be actually the important reminders on the market essentials. So next part here, we're going to actually talk about the know your customers. Well, it's not something new, all right? I believe that when we meet any customers, so we have certain level of knowledge on the customers, whether it's actually on surface, whether it's on, a bit deeper or whatsoever, but at least, we can have some good info lah on the customers. That's it, on the know your customers. That's very important, especially when customers, fill in the application form. This information, yeah, good is good enough, but however, also need to be verified. All right. Now the information need to be verified. For example, you can just request IC from customers, all right, to actually verify all this information are being filled correctly. Why so? Because if the information is being debated from actual information, right? When it comes to claims, it could be also quite complicated. There could be some delay and not so good for customers because when it comes to claims, as I mentioned before, customers will be very, very panic. The sooner they get the settlement, the better it will be. If let's say this caused some issue and caused some delay, so your customers will get laggy panic, all right? We get even more panic. So not go so good for customer, and eventually the customer may also lost confidence in us because of all these treaty issues. All right. Now, another thing is very important. The last thing is actually on the Teams number. I believe most of the agent already submitted the Teams number to us, right? Otherwise, then such agent won't be able to get their commissions timely. There's a whole issue of Teams number here, not imposed by us, but nevertheless imposed by the government, that we need to follow the guideline. Now, same goes to your corporate clients, right? If let's say they want to have individual invoicing, very simple. When you issue a policy in the IME, right, already in GIX, so you need to actually key in the business registration number of the your corporate client, and then this team number will be auto displayed. All right, and it will be captured. So then the individual invoice can be actually generated for your corporate clients to actually could be for the tax relief purposes, all right, things like that. Now, the last slide here I want to share is actually on the e-learning. Right now, for some reasons, maybe now it's actually the last quarter of the year, and some agent may be very busy already focusing on business, and this agent has yet to actually attend training, or maybe perhaps only one training, which give only about a few CPD or 4 CPDs. Now you can actually focus on e-learning, which have developed for 2025. That's actually enough to cater for 20 CPDs, right? This is actually an alternative for the agents to get them updated on what's happening in the market, or if let's say he really didn't have time spent to attend any virtual or physical training. All right. So the first Six is actually the white, is a mandatory one, the APLA, PDPA, whistleblowing, APC, fair dealing, and PIDM, right? And it should give 2 CBD, so there are 10 CBD all together. You must be wondering why PIDM we don't give CBD, because it's actually it's a red material only, right? Just go in and read and then just submit, you do. And PIDM actually is imposed by PIDM. Also, all this is very, very they are scrutinizing on PIDM attendance, because this will be the last year, 2025 December, for all the agents, not only us, it's actually all the agents, company agents to complete that PIDM. For those that completed last year, then it's fine. Yeah, so this time also, you may just go in and also click it, because it's mandatory, all right? Very important for you to take note. So I'm done with my so to speak, the important reminders. Now this is all the, so to speak, the teasers. So now let's go into the main course for this afternoon. So what will be the main course? Well, it's actually on the EV insurance. Yeah, so the title is actually called The Simplicity of Great EV Insurance, right? Now, EV insurance is not is something quite new to the market. Some of you may know and some of you may not know, right? Now, so this Great EV insurance, of course, is a new product which will give you new experience, right? And also help you to generate new sales apart from those sales that you can actually tap into on the traditional, motor vehicles, right? Now, some people, there's always a saying in the market that, so some people able to close those big cases, they say it's a luck. Oh, you're so lucky that you're able to close some cases. But to me, it's actually preparation. Why do I say so? For those agents that manage to do big, right, there's always one step ahead of learning everything and anything in the market, so that they are well prepared. When things come, they're able to close the case. Just like product knowledge, right? For EV, we are taking one step ahead. Now we are actually, training you all on this EV product knowledge for you to actually aim for EV owners. No doubt the market now is still small, but eventually it will grow back, just like a business. Eventually we start with small business, but eventually it grow big, because, we have more competence, we have more knowledge, things like that. So same goes to EV. You must build up yourself in fundamental or of the EV knowledge, right? So when also target for those EV owners, which is not still in a very niche market, but however, if your client or your insurer happen to EV cars and you target them and you close the deals, right? So in future, when this EV car, the trend has become bigger in the markets, become a major player, then your friends or your insured will actually tell their friends, hey, I have an agent also do EV car, and very experienced agent. So through the word of mouth, it's very powerful, and you could also be able to do your business. By then, I tell you what, because of the one step ahead of the market all the time, all right? So you can actually grow your business even double or triple. So it's very important that we need to actually be one step ahead of building our knowledge first before the market is really, really ready for the EV insurance, all right? Now, so let's actually talk about, let's talk about summary first. So this EV, all right, so actually we've got three plans to choose upon, and they are quite unique, all right. Of course, this is obviously not a master policy, but it's an individual policy that actually in IFA systems. And the distribution, of course, this one is only for extra information. It's actually for agency, franchise, affinity, and direct and banca. It's actually on the EV, electric vehicle owners. And the best news for today is actually we are actually, have launched this EV on 30th September 2025. All right, and the system actually in place in the IFE. Now, for some, just to give you a bit heads up, right? This is really, really something very new in the market. Also, our system is actually quite new to cater for EV requirement or the setting for these systems, right? Now, you find that some of the make and model may not be may not be available, but do not worry if you actually have some make and model which you cannot find while you are doing a transaction of an EV in the IFE systems, right? No worry, just actually talk to your marketer, and immediately they will actually talk to the underwriter to actually do a workaround, all right, to accept this make and model, all right, so that your business can actually, can actually, go smoothly, all right? That's very important, yeah. Only for these things here, otherwise that is fine, it's good. Because as mentioned, something new, system is new, thereby we need sometimes to get all the make and model to be really, really ready. However, do not worry, rest assured those common one make and model is already in IFE. You can easily just get a case secure and then put into IFE to actually get it done easily, right? It looks very similar to the one that we have conducted, the training on IFP, guide on the motor, IFP motor. So it's a similar function available. So now is the best time for you to really put the case and, try out, your own experience on how to issue a case, in this IFE on the EV motor insurance, all right? Not that difficult. So I will actually do a refresher later how to actually issue IFE, the motor insurance from IFE systems, yeah? Now, I think something very interesting, everybody may want to know about it, all right, especially those, guys, very interested in the EV car. Now, as mentioned, in China, this is a very common thing, all right, but in Malaysia, it's still at the infancy stage. So thereby, we have done some homework and would like to share with you all right, for a bit of your extra information, in case that, your customer asks for it, or whether you're very keen to know more about EV, yeah. Now, they actually, EV, before this, I thought it's only one type, but in fact, there are actually some extension also relating to EV car. So there are actually 6 type altogether in Malaysia. But however, the one that we really is actually picking up right now, accepting right now, is actually on the battery electric vehicle. We call it BEV, all right? Rechargeable battery packs, that is the one that we are actually accepting, not any others. And example like Tesla Model 3 and Nissan Leaf. Tesla, Tesla is actually the US, the biggest player, all right, Tesla company, the share has ran up, a few months ago, don't know, from don't know, 100 plus, and right now to 300, I think 40 USD. Wow, if you really buy the share, I tell you what, you earn double or triple already, can go and get key. All right. The other is actually just for information, all right. The other one, which we don't accept at all, but only for information, for example, another which will be the plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. All right, it's actually something like there's an electric motor and a small internal combustion engine to get it move on. And then also hybrid also we don't accept. All right, we don't accept for information. So for example, it's a combination of an internal combustion engine with electric motor. It's a hybrid. We don't accept. Another one also, just for information, also a hybrid car, it's called MHEV. All right, it's something like a vehicle that uses a small electric motor, all right, to actually just to assist the internal combustion engine to get it move on, something like that, right? Also extended, wow, this is range extended electric vehicles, we call it REEV. Primarily also, it run on electric power, but include a small internal combustion engine. Also, only for information. And the last one is actually fuel cell electric uh, 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 vehicles. We call it FCEV. So it uses actually hydrogen gas to produce electricity. All right. So these are the other EV car that is very eye-opening to us that we do not know. That for me, I really do not know that we have such all these extension of EV, right? For me, very simple, just a simple EV car that I know of, which is the one that we're accepting, is on the battery electric vehicle. We call it BEV, right? Not extension, not any other vehicle, not hybrid that we're accepting, all right? So this is actually on the type of vehicle, the EV type. And the next one I want to show to you is actually, the brands in Malaysia. I'm not sure whether you've heard about, in 2023, BYD. BYD is actually is the manufacturer from China. It's a big boy player for the motor insurance, just like Tesla in USA, all right? So they have this best-selling EV brand in Malaysia. China has been, I think about majority of the drivers, so they are using the EV car, and it's coming from their own local brand, BYD. So in Malaysia here, of course, they sell to Malaysia. In Malaysia, so far in 2023, we do have about 4,000 plus unit being registered. All right, in 2024, I think uh, this BYD remained the best selling, about 6,000 plus units, followed by Tesla 4,000 plus. So of course, BMW is lower, about 1,006 plus. So all in 2024, probably they are actually at 10K, units already. Compared to a year ago, when I see is the progress is quite low. But eventually, last year in 2022, 2 years ago was quite low, but 2024 we see a bit of picture. All right, it's being formed up. I think just a matter of time. You will see there's a big market for EV car. Some of the Asian company already have this EV lah, but that's why we also GGM, of course, we cannot lose out. That's why we also develop and come up with the EV insurance, right? That should cater for customers who have EV, because if we don't do this right, then the customer may just run away and go to other insurance company lah. So something is good for us to have it as well. So the best selling EV in Malaysia, wow, right? Then will be the China one, as mentioned to you. It's from the BYD. Then we have Tesla, and then followed by again, basically it's just these two lah. Others are quite small lah. For example, BMW, of course, those expensive one will be a bit niche lah. Then those common one will be larger in terms of the numbers. All right. So this is just information for you all to take note. So actually, the message we are trying to say is actually the EV car is actually on uptrend basis lah. That's what we are trying to say here. Tesla, BYD all come in. What about Malaysia? I'll tell you later about Malaysia. So actually, if we foresee that, even our Prime Minister say that, if they foresee that, the EV, the volume will actually increase, 2023 to 30 by 20%, 2040 by 50%, and 2050 by 80%. Well, I think by 2050, I already retired anyway, right? But something for you to take note lah. It's actually on an uptrend basis lah. This, so to speak, the the EV insurance or EV vehicles. All right. What about Malaysia, as I mentioned, all right? Even Malaysia here, we are starting to build all the infra already. You can see, even Malaysia at the moment in 2025 by year end, 2025, we're going to have actually aim to have a 10,000 EV charge points. All right. It means we are building up, Malaysia is building up the infra because they see potentially there'll be an influx of this EV car coming in. All right. Because nowadays we have to support ESG lah, the greenery. That's why it's very important, yeah. Because diesel always, have this carbon, which is not good to the environment. All right. Okay, and then by this 2024 year end, we suppose that we have 3,000 plus the charging units, right, things like that. And by 2025, actually it's catching up very much. So by 2030, right? So Malaysia is actually, targeting to have 90,000, EV charging points. It means everywhere you can see these EV charging points already. Just like the bank, initially you see one bank, then later you see a lot of banks, things like that. Just like KFC and McDonald's, same thing. When you see potential, then, there will be the infra being built up strongly. All right, for this EV car, yeah, things like that. Now, what about, Malaysia here? Now, Malaysia here, right, just I talk about Tesla, we talk about BYD from China coming in, right, in 2023 and 2024, even 2025. All this actually the foreign car, even in Malaysia, local cars. So, yeah, I think the target will be actually from Proton and Perodua, right? So they will actually produce the first national EV car by 2025. So let's hear the good news to see when we're able. I'm sure that once we are start doing production, there will be an influx of the local drivers that would like to either buy the new car or switch into this EV models for the Proton or the Perodua, right? Things like that, just for your information as well. Now, for the road tax structure, of course, a bit different. The EV car, all right. So actually, government also has done some initiative. they have simplified, the rating of the power, the what is called the watts, the kW. Now they actually have it like our medical product, age banded, right? But now it's called power banded. It means they actually uh, give you, range a range in each band here. So it's actually for us to make reference and to make to pay the what's it called the fee more easily now, right? Now, for example, each band, so the tax calculated like for example 9.9 kW kilowatts, right? Now, if a car is actually, for example, 20 kilowatt, right, then it fall under the second band of 10 to 19.9 kilowatts. So it's actually power banded. All right, it's easier for us to make payment. So it's quite reasonable and quite practical and economical, because actually start off the tax start off from 20 ringgit onwards, right? For example, if a car with 100 kilowatts, right, so we have to pay 70 ringgit. And then for a car with 105 kilowatt, you pay 80 ringgit. And for a car actually, with a 7 kilowatt, then you pay 40 ringgit per year, right? So this new structure is actually very much cheaper than the old one. Of course, Malaysia, we always on the forward looking and forward thinking. So we always find ways, see how to progress things. Just like last time, when you got IC, you can actually scan, to get the allocation of the government given to a subsidy like KASE, right? Things like that. So now the IC, you can just use it. Even our IC now, you can use it for your petrol uh, filling, right? Yeah, so something is advancing now. So everything is advancing in Malaysia. So yeah, I think we should feel proud, yeah, that Malaysia is actually improving in terms of infrastructure, anything, everything, right? All right, government initiative again. Yeah, so this one just some good news about the budget, the Tesla, that come into Malaysia, in 2023. Of course, from China, the BYD, cars already coming also in Malaysia here, as a footing, all right, to build their, so to speak, their cars into Malaysia here. Of course, along the way, Malaysia also is not losing out. So we actually targeting Proton and Perodua also to come with the EV car in 2025. And stay tuned, yeah. That's why I say this fundamental is very important. So because just be one step ahead of preparing everything, including the product knowledge of EV, so that when it's really come big, right, then at least you have an opportunity to really capture all these potential sales. Yeah. Now, why benefits? What's the benefits? Sometimes you ask, owning an EV car in Malaysia here. I think first and foremost, everybody is very concerned. It's about the lower operating cost, right? Because electricity, some of it is actually cheaper than the gasoline. So, and the EV batteries normally can last about 10 to 20 years. And since it's actually quite lasting, right? So you can have a long-term saving, and also your driving experience actually could be smoother, all right, because of this EV, the battery, the EV car with the new technology coming in to build up, then you could have a better, a more beautiful driving experience. Then, of course, I will say that also it come with safety and security features in the EV car, right? That could reduce, the likelihood of accidents, and also it's environmental friendly because it reduces air pollution. So because even years ago, we are talking about ESG, right? So governments actually have all the initiatives to see how we can recycle things, to actually, clear the air, to have a good environment for us to stay there. Because sometimes all those carbon, that's been emitted from the cars, right? So actually, it's quite harmful to our health, right? Of course, with the technology advancement, then of course, everything as I mentioned to you will give you a good experience or driving experience. So these are some good some benefits why we advocate, or whether Malaysia or government advocate us to use the EV. Now, not only that, right? Also the challenging of EV. Of course, everything when they are good, there are some bad, right? Just like you take medicine, there are some good, some bad things. You take supplements, so if you take one capsule, it's good, but you take too many capsules, may not be good for your health. So same things here. So there are some challenges, yeah, owning EV car. So the initial cost could be high, all right, about 100K. Nobody can afford, right? For example, the one that from the China one, the BYD, Dolphin. The maintenance and repair sometimes, especially battery, could be also quite a challenging, all right, to the insured. And also the limited number of charging infrastructure. That's why government is aiming to actually really skill up, these are charging points, you know, in a very rapid manner. So just a matter of 1 or 2 years' time, you can see that everywhere you can see this, the charging point. All right. Of course, that in tandem with the growth of the EV cars. Yeah. Of course, the public awareness. We always got a misconception. EV car may not be good lah. So that's why some people are very resistant towards new things. But of course, some people may be quite receptive, about EV performance. So it's very much on the perception. So no wrong or right answers on it. But these are the challenges that we are facing. Just like last time when we use the phone also, even my mom sometimes, last time, old phone like DG one, a black and white one, I know WhatsApp, right, or the SMS. But when when I buy a phone for my mom to use with the WhatsApp, it was very confusing, and also don't like it. But eventually, once he forced you to, he like it because apart from WhatsApp, you also can actually see the Facebook lah, can see YouTube lah. I think it's an enjoyable moment with her. Sometimes it's like that one. We need to open our mind in order to accept new things. Then only we can really see the and enjoy it, right? Now, what about the pain points of driving an EV in Malaysia? I mean, the worry point, right, that we actually face. Then of course, battery degradation. All right. Sometimes when the battery get degraded, right? So it will reduce this efficiency level. Because EV to us is still something new, but of course for China it's not something new. From Tesla it's something new, right? For us it's something new, but that we need to actually sometimes we have this worriness all the time, and the limited range of the 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 charge point, as mentioned to you, also one of the issue challenges that we face, and the cool weather performance. Sometimes the cool weather may also affect the performance of the EV car, and nevertheless also sometimes the longer refueling time, because you need to charge an EV car, right? Sometimes it will take some time. So especially when we have so used to the pumping the petrol just a few minutes then done already, and then this charging of EV may take about, sometimes it could be up to even 30 to 60 minutes. So it may have a challenge, but again, as I mentioned, it's just a matter of whether we can get used to it, right? Now, charging infrastructure also is a challenge, especially in the rural area. But however, as I mentioned to you, government will really stepping up, right, to have more this charging station, all right, in days to come. And of course, there'll be a higher replacement cost for the battery, because now it's still something new in Malaysia. That's why it's quite costly. But eventually, I believe that once they have a mass production, then the cost will go down, all right, and then be able to enjoy a lower pricing of the battery. Yeah, because for EV car, the main components actually on the battery. All right. Now, another thing I want to highlight to you all will be actually on the product benefits and the key selling points here. That's very important, all right, for us to really take note. Now, this actually is just a motor car, but however, it actually comes with the USB and some points that I want to highlight to you all. All right. Now, so what are the great EV car that we are designing, all right, for this insurance here? Of course, it's actually exclusively for the battery powered electric vehicles, right, against all those unforeseen circumstances or accidents, all right? So what do we give? So what are the carrots here that we're in place, all right? It will be actually the inconvenience allowance for the replacement of the battery, all right? Then it will be actually the inconvenience allowance for theft of changing cable or adapt. But do not worry. So I will give you a bit more info on this. This is just a snapshot of the benefits we are giving. All right. And then the third point is actually on the reimbursement for private charger station. All right. Or the home for charger, which is optional. And the fourth is actually limited special period. Why do they say limited special period? Because actually it has been costed in and bundled in up to 10K, all right, of a special period. Nevertheless, of course, you can up all those limit by paying additional premium, but uh, by nature, all right, by nature, or the nature of facts, right? So we already built in, all right, in the plans, which give you the special period up to 10K limits of each benefits here. Then we talk about the waiver of compulsory access. Of course, as you know, if you take the all drivers training ringgit, then the name driver will be removed, lor. Then you can actually, save the 400 ringgit access. Then the sixth one will be actually LLP, all right, not something new to everybody. I'll explain later why it is so important to have LLP at times, all right? I can tell you my real experience on that. Then we have the Easy Drive 3 bundle benefits. Easy 3 has been launched 3 years back, all right? Something very good. Let me tell you why. So just in a nutshell, right? Sometimes the fresh grad, they may be quite ignorant that you also will not expect, right? That they thought, third party car, we actually when a car being collided or hit another car, right? So if the third party driver is being injured, yes, they can claim for the medical. And a fresh scratches got a car, they may actually have a misconception that, oh, even myself, I got injured, I can claim for motor insurance. They may have this misconception. However, I said no, all right. Own injury, we will not take care because the motor insurance will take care of the damages of the car. However, if you bundle in the Easy Drive 3, right, so it will take care of the accidents or injured as well, all right, with the medical bill being paid out, yeah, things like that. All right, so let's go into the first one, which is very important because EV benefits is, I will talk about what? Battery. Battery and battery. It's all about battery. And the battery at the moment is quite pricey and not cheap at all. But however, they give you a warranty normally 10 to 20 years, so it's not so bad after all right? So in case that if let's say it's really, really the battery, is being damaged, then what we do is actually we will give allowance of 2,000. But of course, it has to be replaced, at the manufacturer's workshop. That's the only criteria. All right. And also the condition also it will be actually payable within the warranty period, not outside warranty period, because normally, as I mentioned to you, they give you actually, 10 or some the standards are 10 years most of the time, right? Oh, what would be the exclusion here? Exclusion here would be we will not actually take care if let's say your battery is being stolen. Sorry, nowadays it's quite unique. The thief or the theft cannot steal your whole car, then they open up and just steal your battery. No, we will not pay. It's exclusion. Or whether, when there is wear and tear, also we don't pay that because battery wear and tear. Wear and tear, of course, all standard policy also all won't cover, but even the normal car also you won't cover wear and tear, right? Of course, for those car make recall also we don't cover. So this is the exclusion for the battery replacement. I repeat, we will pay the allowance of 2K, all right, if your battery is being damaged, provided, right, it must be replaced at the manufacturer workshop, as well as must be actually within the warranty period. These 2 points you must remember. All right, stolen exclusion, wear and tear exclusion, right? So next, let's talk about the inconvenience allowance due to the theft and of charging the cable on adapter. Also, we give you allowance. These allowance are not reimbursement. We give you one time of 1,000. All right, in the event of the theft of charging cable or the adapter. Of course, in that case, if there's any theft, of the charging of cable or the adapter, now these people, the thief are very creative, but they even actually steal all the charging cable and adapter, right? To be sold to the, back to the manufacturer with don't know whatever way they have. So in that case, then the insured may need to make a police report. All right, and then also what would be the cost, the cost of this item being missed, of course, will be obviously being stolen, no? Right? Things like that. Now, the next thing here is actually I talk about limited special period. Now, as you know, these EV benefits is come with plans, all right. So thereby, we already uh, put in, all these, so to speak, the special periods, all right. Be it, flood, be it, storm or earthquake, landscape, all this is actually up to 10K only. But however, if you want higher a limit, you can always buy the limits, right? If additional premium. I think the most important one normally people will buy will be on the flood, lah. Also maybe perhaps sometime on the storm, tempest, because if let's say, if your car parked under the tree, suddenly there's a storm, tempest, then the tree fall down and then hit on your car, and then so to speak, hit on your, so to speak, the battery, then sorry, it won't be covered. All right, things like that. Yeah. So because storm is actually is the extension that you need to put in. However, in EV benefits, right, we already pack in all these possibilities, right, that can cause the issue or rather the accidents. So it's something good. You don't have to really extend unless you find that, 10K may not be enough. You want to extend further, yes, you may do so, right? You wouldn't give you see, the flood cover of even a 10K. All right, so something is good, yeah, because it's actually auto given, by taking up this plan. Not auto given, it's actually already costed by if a certain calculation, so that it's actually easier for you to promote this EV to your customers. And then we have the waiver of compulsory access all drivers. Yeah, so this one, of course, if you take in the all drivers, right, which is 20 ringgit, then this one would not be applicable, lah. All right, things like that. Otherwise, then unnamed driver in your car, and it's H21 and and below with a P and L license. So wherever there's accidents, right, then there'll be 400 ringgit access being applied. This is quite standard, right? Then legal liability of passengers due to negligence acts. This is something, if a passenger's in your car, all right, and then suddenly, when the car stopped, the passenger open the door, and they hit over a motorcycle or motorcyclists who are actually driving on the way, lah. They actually, that drive quite close to the door. So once you open the door and hit the motorcyclist and they fall down, all right. So this motorcyclist may actually, demand for compensation. However, if this LLP, then it will pick up by this liability. However, the rules of thumb for liability products are not only this one, but for other liability, like for example, for liability, or even the public liability or personal liabilities, right? The insured cannot admit the wrongdoing on its own. So immediately it must actually inform or rather to notify insurance company, let us step on the shoe of the insured to defend, because if the insured already admitted, the wrongdoing, all right, out of the penalty, then it actually leave no rooms for GGM to defend on the case. All right, so it's very important for you to really think on liability things. Exclusion, of course, it will be, the staff of the employee, all right, there's exclusion, as well as what do you call it, the passenger damage or the damage or the property that belongs or rather actually help in trust, in custody or control of the passenger also would not be accepted. All right, or rather, the theft of body to the driver, all right, or any other passenger traveling in the same car. At the same time also, no. All right. Now, great EV benefits, easy drive free. Some of you already know, but it may serve as a refresher to all of you. Actually, we kind of plan 1, 2, and 3 all the time, basic, unit 1 and unit 2. All right. Now, remember I told you all about this now, a fresh friend that actually buy a motor insurance from us, they may not know that actually if the driver or whether the insured suffered injury, so it will not be picked up by motor insurance, all right? Because we only pay for the damages of the motor vehicles, except for third party, or then of course you'll pay for the damages of the car as well as the body injury. In that case, this come into very handy because Easy Drive 3, we also cover PA, all right? 10K up to 40K. And medical expenses, 1K up to 4K. Nobody want accidents to happen, but however, it happens, right? So with this Easy 3 be embedded, at least, the customers can enjoy peace of mind, or rather to have peace of mind, right? As well as, these are cosmetic surgery and tender treatment. I mean, touch to say, let's say the face being decomposed a bit because of accident. Yes, you can actually pick up from here, then ambulance charges, 200 ringgit for each plan here, then it will be actually, on the hospital cash as well, up to 60 days. Sometimes when we're in hospital, right, even though the medical bill is being paid up, however, we still need some pocket money. Am I right to say that? In that case, at least here we give you 100 ringgit per day for plan 1, and plan 2 and plan 3 will be actually 200 ringgit. That's something for the insured to really spend upon. Then bereavement allowance, this one, nobody want this touch wood money. However, it happens, right? Yeah, there will be a bereavement allowance of 2K being given. Now, flood allowance is something is good to have. Remember just now we talked about we have a limited special period up to 10K, all right? Let's say there's a flood flash occur. However, in this Easy Drive 3, on top of that, right? I mean, this also serve as allowance. All right, allowance of how much? Of 3K. That means once the flood is hit, right, on the car, then allowance 3K will be given on the plan 2. All right. Now, unlimited towing. Easy Drive 3 come with unlimited towing. Unlike the conventional one, when your accidents, then there will be I think there's a limited a kilometer or radius. It can be covered. However, with the Easy Drive 3, it override that part here, so it give you unlimited towing, even from Penang back to KL. Yeah, it's unlimited. So it will include everything here, no need to fork out a single cent. Then you have this traveling allowance due to theft or accidents. For example, if your car is in a total accident, cannot move all right, and then maybe your car is being tackled, suddenly now you don't see your car anymore, you got a shock right? Now in that case, so we will actually give you the traveling allowance, right? It's allowance, not reimbursement. Let's say for example, plan 3 is actually 300 ringgit up to 3 times a year. For example, if your car is actually on a total accident, cannot move already, right? Waiting for the car to tow away. Now, then you have no car to actually pass back, to your home, right? In that case, uh, 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 make a police report, all right? Then what we can do is actually we'll pay you an allowance of 300 ringgit. You can use it to take Grab to go back or whatsoever, right? So we will not penalize you. The excess one, just keep it, all right? Things like that. Yeah. Then same go to the total loss or theft allowance. So if you cut in total loss, right? I mean, definitely the motor insurance will pick up for total loss, right? But however, under the Easy Drive 3, we also pay you the allowance of 10%, or rather up to 10% of vehicle value up to 18K. For example, if a car is actually 100K, right? I mean, the market value, or now market value is equals to agreed value in GGM, right? So 10% will be actually 10K. So we pay you 10K, all right, of under plan 3, under the theft allowance. Yeah, so something good to have this in addition. Hotel accommodation, if a car already stranded and then an accident and then cannot move further, then you need to book a hotel to stay for overnight. Yes, then we actually reimburse it up to 350 ringgit under plan 3 Something is good to have Otherwise, then sometimes you don't see accident when it happens, right? Then you have to no choice, but you have to go to a hotel to stay overnight, and you have to pay on your own. Of course, you don't feel like it right? You don't feel comfortable. However, in Easy Drive 3, right? So we do actually provide hotel accommodation up to 300 150 ringgit on a reimbursement basis. I think 350 ringgit in KL, you can also stay not a so bad hotel lah, I would say like 350 ringgit overnight. Yeah. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is actually on the optional. Yeah, so this will be actually on the reimbursement, yeah, for the private charging station or the home wall charger optional. All right. Now the cover already accidental damage to your private charging station or the home wall charger that's been installed, right? So it address up to 10K caused by cover per use. All right. The cover producer will be actually, like I mentioned to you, the fire, the theft, lightning explosion, even typhoon, windstorm, earthquake, flood. All right, I think it's quite common. Aircraft not so lah. Very rare you find an aircraft hit into your house unless you're staying those near to Sepang. There could be other story lah. But otherwise, then it's fine. All right, then you have the things drop from the sky. Then you have this, impact damage by the road vehicles. Suddenly the car actually ram into your car, things like that, right? So yeah. Wow. Okay, then bursting or overflowing of water tanks apparatus, also the pipes as well, right? Things like that. Yeah. So very importantly, okay, then the conditions here. Now, conditions very simple, right? This is actually, as I mentioned, there are two things there in EV. One is the battery, right? And another is actually on a private charging station. There are two things that make this EV that make up of the component of this EV benefits, right? Now, then of course you have to make a police report. Then you have to actually produce, the original repair receipts or the invoices, all right? And the customers must be able to prove that this the private electric charger or the home wall charger was previously installed in their residence by the authorized installer. Keep the receipts we'll do that. Then the cover is limited to one occurrence in each period. So something is good because otherwise, if you don't have EV, then let's say the charging station or the home wall charger is actually being stolen, then you have to buy a new one, which is not cheap, I suppose. All right, but however, you have EV insurance, at least you have peace of mind, knowing that your home wall charger is being covered. But however, this on optional basis, whether you want to really cover this or not. Yeah. Then what about other optional cover that you can actually look into? All right, I think special period is not something new to everybody. It actually ties back to flood, typhoon, storm, volcanic eruptions, or landslip subsidence, all those things here, or whether, conversion of nature. Now, so you can actually top up, as I mentioned, because we actually give until 10K. Am I right to say that, in our EV insurance? But however, you can always do a top up by actually paying a little premium for the peace of mind, because some of your customers may find that, hey, I don't think, the flood limit is actually enough if my car is really got flooded, because I need to clean the engines, all this mud, in the engine, quite sticky and quite costly. Yeah, it could happen, yeah, because it's experience of the owners, not us. All right, then you can actually top up this insured perils. And also the common one will be the windscreen cover because when you do a windscreen cover, what do you call that? The extension, right? Then if let's say your windscreen cover is being broken, then of course definitely then it would affect your NCD lah. Otherwise, then it affect NCD. All right. Then your LL legal liability to passenger. All right. Also very important. Now this is actually is a real case that actually happened to my uncle. My uncle actually with a few friends happily went to Genting Highland, to casino there, to enjoy themselves. Then on the way back, right, then I think my uncle was a bit sleepy, and then they had accidents, and then one of the passengers' hand was actually had an accident, and eventually, it become disabled. All right. Then the passenger, my friends, the friends of my uncle really sue my uncle. All right. At the point in time, luckily, the agent has has actually, help my uncle all the time to actually extend his LL legal liability to passengers. So at the end of the day, then the friends get the compensation and my uncle doesn't have to fork out a single. Otherwise, it's quite not cheap, okay. Went hospital to for the medical treatment, things like that. I think like 10 years ago, it also cost to know how many 10 or 15 or 20K. Not cheap at all, right? So it's and then the legal liability to passengers not very expensive at all. I think for peace of mind, sometimes it's worth to consider and highlight to your your potential customers, right? Another thing, something they may not know, that the NCD, current year no claim discount relief. Do you know that can be buyback one? Of course, this one is like you are actually it's a risk factor lah, right? Because you will not know. If you buy back this NCD, then if this year really your car got accident, all right, then they will pay back NCD as if like there's no NCD being lost lah. However, of course, that if this year there's no accidents because you're a careful driver, then of course whatever you pay for this NCD, then it will not be trigger lah, things like that. So it's always like a risk factor that whether the customer wanted to purchase or otherwise. I mean, for those not so careful driver from experience or from assessment, come back to the know your customers, yeah, KYC. If you know that sometimes this customer may not be very careful driver, then you may want to recommend this NCD especially already 55%, right? So you want to recommend this customer by paying a bit of premium. So if let's say the car is really hit, so unfortunately by that year, at least the NCD will be the loss of NCD will be compensated back lah, as if there's no NCD being lost. So something good to your customers, and I'm sure customer will appreciate on that the favor that you do for him, right? Now come back to the Great EV schedule of benefits and the premium here, all right? Now, so this is actually the standard motor benefits, right? That covers your own vehicle due to fire, theft, and accident. I'm sure you all know. Also cover the third-party bodily injury and third-party property damage. Something very common that everybody knows, right? Now, what about the bundle? So in this EV, right, we also bundle additional benefits here. All right, which is actually we have three plans here, but let's say we look at the plans. We also bundle the inconvenience allowance, right? For the battery replacement, which is allowance 2,000. Then inconvenience allowance due to the theft of the charging cable, 1,000. Limited special periods, as I mentioned, 10K. All right, up to 10K. This is actually on the reimbursement on the special period, but at least we have covered all the anchors. Of course, the additional one, customer we want to build up, yes, up to them, all right? Then legal liability of passenger for negligence acts is included. Waiver of compulsory access of drivers is also included. Means in other words that the 400 access won't come in the picture. Remember I told you all the 400 access, if you are below 21 years old, a named driver holding P&L license, then it will trigger 400 ringgit, which is quite, sometimes you may not want it. But however, then if you have these all drivers, then it will be good, right, for your customer as well. Yeah. Even IB also is easier, you put just check on the box, all drivers only pay 300 ringgit. So need to key, all the named drivers, sometimes it could be quite cumbersome. So of course, that fall back to the customer's appetite situation that they really want to. And in the drive-through, as I mentioned to you, is a very good benefits here because it actually come with the PA benefits, medical benefits, especially on the cash, hospital cash allowance, then additional flood allowance, then unlimited towing services, then traveling allowance, due to the theft or the accidents, as I mentioned to you, all right, it's not allowance, it's not a reimbursement. Then the loss of then the total loss or theft allowance being lost, apart from getting the compensation from the original motor insurance or EV, then you also can get the additional from here as well. Then hotel accommodation as well, all right? Which on a reimbursement basis when you to stay overnight, if your car is actually, is in a total unmovable conditions due to an accident or being theft. So that's very important for you to take note here. Yeah. Now, so what would be actually, the plan we have fixed and what would be the premium? So the premium here with all these benefits being bundled in, just like, you go to McDonald's, KFC, they give you the set, right? So I will put a set lah. It's easier for easy a set. So all this set come with all the variety benefits which cover, all around sided everything, right? That give the full protection so the insured don't need to worry about, this special period is not covered and that special period is not being included, right? So in this manner, all right, with all these uh, uh, I mean, the host of benefits being bundled into these plans, right? So apparently it's only like the bundle premium. Bundle premium is actually fixed at 310 for plan one, plan two will be 358, and then plan three will be 458. Yeah. So this will be the bundle premium here. So let me just explain further and how you should be able to actually justify to your customers. Now, we have two panel here. One is the red, yellow color on the left, and then the blue color on the right. And these are the benefits that we are talking about here. The loss of damage to own vehicle due to accidents, third party bodily damage, or rather the property damage, right? Now, I'm more interested to talk about here, all right, starting from inconvenience allowance due to battery replacement, which is 2K, right up to the Easy Drive 3. Now, if you realize that, all these inconvenience allowance due to battery replacement, the theft of the charging cable or adapter or limited special period up to 10K, or legal liability of passenger included, waiver of 400 access is also included. I mean, no access required, and Easy Drive 3 most importantly. Now, all these are when you come to the bundling, all right, will only cost you 218, all right, and then rather a 92 ringgit. If you look at the common one, if you take it separately, for example, the limited special perils 25 ringgit, legal liability of passengers 7.5 ringgit, waiver of access, commercial access of 20 ringgit, and the Easy Drive 3 53 ringgit plus, right? So all in you have to pay 104 ringgit. But however, if we bundle in, right, so we give you a special discount, it only costs you 92 ringgit only, right? Something that is actually good. And with the battery replacement and the theft of a charging cable or adapter, we only charge you 218 ringgit only. But the benefits that is taking is actually like 3K. If let's say this should also being triggered, right? Things like that. All right, then the next one here. Why should you consider our top 5 recommended optional add-on here? Right, I think the first one here actually very important is your cover a windscreen window and a sunroof lah. Otherwise, you will affect LCD. I'm sure most of you, or rather most of us lah, all the time also, we will consider to take out the separate windscreen cover so that our NCD will not be affected, especially when you have a NCD maximum 55% already. So of course, we don't want to lose it because of one tiny accident, right? Now then, private charging station. All right. This one at least we can share the burden of paying the damages, because remember this allowance given, all right, of 1K given, right? It's allowance are not reimbursement. Then the next one is on the top up to full cover of special period. If you still find that the limited 10K up to 10K is not enough really, right? Yeah, perhaps that you can consider to actually scale up or size up, your coverage, no issue at all, right? But however, even Easy Drive 3 also give you the allowance of 2K already for plan 2 and plan 3, right? Things like that. Now, legal liability to passengers is the passenger sitting inside the car, all right? Whereby when, as mentioned to you in my case, right? Accident happened, then the friend sue him. I tell you, in the real world, even it's very buddy of friends. When it comes to accidents, and the friends get disabled, one leg hand or whatsoever, I'm sure you're going to sue for the compensation. Work is that one. When nothing happens, it's fine. When things happen, then things turn ugly, things like that. All right. So at least when you have LLP, right, then at least you have peace of mind. Yeah. Well, actually, uh, well, actually, you are driving, together, with the friends as a passengers. Then your current year no claim discount. All right. Again, here you can reimburse your current NCD if you make a claim here. So apparently the concept is very simple. If you have this year is like 55% already, all right. So if let's say you really lost your NCD, right? If you don't have this extension, then of course then the big gap that the next year you have to pay. But however, you have that particular relief, then of course the gap that you have lost then will be compensated by this extension. This is a conceptual all right, of the how this NCD really been work. Yeah. Now, key terms and conditions very important for you all to really take note. All right, it's actually on the Great EV, the key terms and conditions here. Now, cash before cover, I'm sure you all know this is actually it's always the CBC lah, or motor insurance, right? I just want to do a refresher to everybody here. All right, now cash before cover is very important. I think under the new IFPSO, it's actually being taken as a 9 calendar days. All right. Now, if you do not actually, if you breach these 9 calendar days in the first quarter, right, then of course there will be just a warning to you. But however, if there's a second breach of the CBC in motor vehicles, right, then your this what do you call that? Then it will turn to strictly CBC. So what do you mean by strictly CBC? When strictly CBC means each time when you issue a new covenant, right, you have to make the payment immediately before you can go to next transactions. Unlike the usual way when you have no breaches, you're given 9 days to nine calendar days to make the payment, right? It was strictly CBC. When there's a third breach of the quarterly or CBC, then your motor account is suspended half a year that you're unable to issue or renew insurance. Then what happened to your new business? What happened to your this renewal? That will be good. If there's a fourth quarterly breach within the 2 years, then too bad. The account, the license will be terminated, and you'll be barred from 1 year to come back to register as a new agent. So thereby, CBC is very important. Don't oversight and overlook. Make sure that actually you pay or remit the premium to insurance company on a timely basis, right? The next thing will be actually on the vehicle sum insured. Now, vehicle sum insured is always based on the ISM value all the time, right? However, if let's say those value is not actually in the ISM system, then perhaps what you can do, this is a suggestion, then you may actually obtain, the estimated value from our this panel loss adjuster. All right, they may give you some estimated value as well. All right, things like that. But most of the time, you find the ISM value is there lah. It just sometimes it's a gap whereby when there's a new car being just introduced, then maybe ISM perhaps that they have updated their, so to speak, the make and model, then they could face some challenges. All right. And of course, bear in mind that we always issue with the agreed value. Now, how does it work? Very simple. Means there's a slider for you to actually make adjustment of not more than 20% of the agreed value, right? Of the market value. Once you actually confirm that particular market value, then it will turn to be the agreed value to for your customers. So it's just something good for your customers because the difference between agreed value and market value is a bit different. Now, for example, just a very simple scenario, right? Now, if I buy the car today, it's actually 100K market value, and I got accidents by this year end, my market value is 90K. Then only I'll pay you 90K, even though some insurance 100K. However, let's say your market value is 100K, and I actually put as an agreed value of 100K. But in this year end, I got accidents, right? then we will still pay you 100K because it's based on agreed value and not market value. So it's a simple concept for you all to make it have better understanding. Now, under insured also is not allowable because if let's say more than 10% of ISM value, right, then the insured we need to actually bear the proportion of the underinsured amount of the loss themselves. All right. For example, the claims come up to 1K lah, all right? So underinsured by 10%, all right, then the insured we need to pay 100 ringgit, which is 10%. Then the 90% will be actually coming from the insurance company to respond, all right? Over-insured also is not encouraged at all because over-insured means you have to pay a higher sum insured. All right. Of course, having to say that if over-insured with an agreed value, which is approved, approved by our underwriter, that is fine. But actually, no point to actually over-insure the property, the what's called that the sub-insured than the market value because if you actually over-insured very much, then even our underwriters also will not want to approve because remember, insurance is always paid on the indemnity basis. Indemnity means we will actually place you in the event as if like there's no loss incurred to you. We place back you to the original position. It's not for the insured to make extra profit. That is the principle of indemnity, or rather, the stand in our insurance industry, right? Assets is something like, when there's a damage, right? Then, for example, maybe this car has too many accidents, for example, right? Then assets may be imposed. Now, in that case, if assets be imposed, right, for example, maybe 1,000 ringgit. So in the event of any accidents, right, then this insured may need to pay the excess of the 1,000 ringgit. All right. So before from the claims, for example, if the claims is 2,000, okay, 10,000, excess 1K, right? Then we only pay 19,000. Then the 1K must come from the insurance for excess, right? Betterment also overseas actually meant for those franchise car, right? Though age 5 years and above, normally betterment cost will be applicable. However, in a normal situation, right, this can be buyback one by extension. What meant is that, right? Because the spare part is no longer available, obsolete. There's no choice but to get the new franchise part. Now, the new franchise part, right, is actually on the betterment conditions. So thereby, the insured will actually pay for the betterment cost or things like that. This is just a sharing the concept of it to make you understand better. Right, then what will be the exclusion here all about? Now, the major exclusion here, so we are actually talking about the liability against, the claims from the passengers, unless it's been extended, as mentioned to you, by the premium, then it's there. Then the damage to a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol, all right, a drug is actually no all the time. Now, the other thing I want to bring up to you is important, actually, the wear and tear, mechanical, electrical breakdown, all these are not covered. It's exclusion. So, for example, if you know that your brake is not working very well, you should get it fixed immediately. All right. Otherwise, then, if you keep, you know, uh, you keep using it without repairing it, right? Eventually it become worse, and that cause, the breakdown of the vehicle. In that case, sorry, then we won't pay. If we find out that, initially there's a sign of the breakage of the brake, but you don't take care of it because it's always a duty of insured to take care of everything. Yeah. So yeah, it happens. All right. Now, then the loss of the vehicle or liability caused by a vehicle using unlawful purposes. This is something very important. I got a friend that actually car was being stolen. Then luckily, immediately he made a police report because after a few months, right, the car happened to be recovered and and was used, for a criminal event. All right, so things like that, yeah. So it's very important for you to take note, yeah. I'm talking about third party, then of course my friend's a victim payable. I'm talking about the insured himself cannot. Hi, a very good afternoon to everybody's right. Uh, can we resume our sessions? I believe that most of you have already gotten yourself freshened up. Just give me emoji, to show that you're still staying with me. Yeah, anybody? Very quiet group. All right, so I actually presume that everybody is actually ready for me to resume these training sessions, right? Now, just now I talked about the two major things about EV here. Oh, thank you, ST Wealth. Just now I talked about the two major components is actually on the EV. All right, it's actually on the replacement of the battery. And the second thing is actually on the theft of the cable charger at home. All right. So these two components are most important in the EV insurance. Of course, along the way, we also talk about all the special period, which is actually limited to 10K. Even though it's 10K, right? But for some customers, it's good enough already because it cover flood lah, it cover fallen tree lah due to storm, all those things, right? At least it just cover everything and anything that customers needed to give them peace of mind. However, if they think that they need to size up the limits, yeah, by all means, yeah, by additional premium. Of course, plus ED Drive 3, all right, so a very, very good benefits being bundled in that set because they also give you the allowance of flight allowance, all right. They also give you, the unlimited towing. They also give you the hotel accommodation on a reimbursement basis. They also give you the inconvenience allowance if your car break down, unable to move. All right, then they give allowance for you to take Grab back to your house, things like that. Something very good. Of course, if you buy individually, the premium will be much expensive. However, we actually make it a set here. All right, for actually with more economical premium. All right, which we feel that your customers may like it. Of course, nevertheless, then how we should position this product, of course, apparently is those all those owner with the EV car. All right,
Alex,
that's more important.
Alex, sorry for
Get the
interruption.
engine stuff first, then eventually,
Alex,
the sales will come in. All right, things like that. Okay, the next thing here we'll talk about.
Alex, sorry for interruption. Is there a slide?
Sorry, I couldn't hear properly. I could have
Is
some
there a
technical
slide or
issue
not? Is
here.
there a slide or not? Oh,
Sorry, can you speak again?
is there a slide or not? Or just frequently asked question?
The slides?
Yeah.
Sorry, okay. Let me go into the slides first. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right. So this is actually of course I have not moved my slides yet. Right, just now, I'm just actually recap what we have presented about Go Amik in a very broad manner in a nutshell. Okay, now let's actually look into the FAQ lah. FAQ here. So what is Grid EV? All right, it's actually, as mentioned, obviously, it's actually designed for the battery powered electric vehicles only, and not any other vehicles. Those hybrid one, of course, at this moment we cannot accept. We only accept purely EV car. All right. Now, what are the special perils covered under this policy? I think this is a common special peril. Everybody knows like flood, typhoon, hurricane, storm, tempests, all those things. Landslides, yeah, and other commotion of nature. Then what are the perils covered under the reimbursement, all right, for the private charging station or home wall charger benefit? Just a summary which I presented already. So perils will include those fire, theft. Theft, sorry, must be with violence and possible entry. Then lighting explosion, hurricane, windstorm, earthquake, flood, aircraft. All those that normally you can actually find out, from the householder policies, right? Yeah. Then talk about what can I purchase additional coverage under this policy? Yes, you may do so. No issue on that, right? Of course, with the reimbursement of for private charging station, home charge, wall charger, yeah, if possible. Of course, you can also talk as mentioned on the special period covers, right? Of course, for more info, you can always refer to our marketeers. Now, how can I claim the inconvenience allowance battery replacement? So, I mean, just to illustrate, right, for us to for the insured to claim for this allowance of I think it's 2K, right? So the battery replacement must be done at the manufacturer's workshop. This is the conditions. And will only be paid if it's still within the warranty period. I think normally it lasts about 10 or 20 years. All right, now this benefit will be payable when it's being theft, all right, or rather, right, due to wear and tear. So of the battery, so you won't pay it. But now, how can I claim for inconvenience allowance due to theft or of the charging cable or adapter? This of course, when anything being stolen, of course, naturally come with a police report, all right, to actually claim for the benefits. Yeah, is this policy for all? I mean, is this policy for the all drivers policy? Yes. Yeah. It's actually meant for the all driver policy as well. If you need, if need be, all right, then they can actually do away with the access or to waive the access of the condition of below 21 years old with P&L license. All right. So yeah, I think all driver coverage is very much better. In a way that you don't have to key in all those, the name, driver's name, and who knows, maybe today, yeah, the spouse driving, then one day the spouse or the spouse brother wanted to drive and touch wood, accidents happen, and this is unnamed driver. So thereby, no choice but to pay the excess, right? Now, if I have existing motor insurance for a battery power electric vehicle, can I purchase this product? The answer is you may purchase this product during the next renewal, or not this year, because it's not encouraged to cancel existing policy because it's subject to the short term rates. So not so good as well. So as your road tax has to be cancelled. So it's very mafan, a lot of administrative challenges. So we will actually encourage you just to make it a clean cut next year, only actually buy from us. Things like that. Now, what is actually the sample of customers facing documents here? Well, this is just a brochure, right? It's a near vision for you to really take note, right? So this will be the new, our brand. You see our Tiger now so lively already compared to the old one. All right, yeah. So great EV, all right. And then this will be a brochure on the information, which will spell out, the 7 coverage here in a very comprehensive manner. All right, with terms and conditions being applied. All right, all those things I need to repeat because already mentioned. I think the emphasized one, of course, EV will be actually on the item number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is actually on the replacement battery allowance, and number 2 is actually on the tap charging the cable adapter at home. I think this is the most important one for the EV car. So the rest will be actually the one that mentioned is actually the complement it with the 10K, limit or special periods, things like that. All right. So I'm not going to repeat, but it's all here. Especially now, we actually also paid with the Easy Drive 3 package benefits, which actually is good for your consumer because we give a lower premium. So at least your customers can have peace of mind wherever he drives or wherever he travels, right? So this is actually just the benefits table, 1, 2, and 3. In fact, we make it very concise and very easy. With one glance, you're able to tell already. So it's actually quite easy for customers to understand. how this EV being work, all right? So this will come in a brochure, yeah, A4 size brochure. Now, the next one here, we actually going to talk about will be actually on the, the PDS. Now, it's very important, as I mentioned to you, all right, that you need to actually show to your customers whether that's right. So step one, all right, let me just highlight to you all right, all the things, the key benefit. I will go through the details one by one because otherwise it'll take you to know how many hours to go through. But the gist of it, right, which is in the yellow color, all right, that, this is a simple illustration. You have to actually explain the key product feature, the key product, right, and explain the key benefits, right? Now, because of EV car, I think the obvious one, as I mentioned to you, actually the place on battery as well as, what do you call that, the other important elements are the cable, the charger, right? This is the key benefits, right? Of course, nevertheless, you have to explain those important exclusion as well. I mean, apart from the add-ons benefits, which is here being stated, right? Whether it's actually good enough or not, things like that, right? Now, then talk about the policy exclusion, then those like criminal, of course, unlawful event, will not be covered. Then intoxicated with alcohol also will not be covered, all those things, all right? Of course, cheating definitely will be covered at all. So this is something that you need to explain to your customers. Then, of course, you have to let them know, of course, the food is very important. All right, this is actually the policy exclusion until, as said, up to 26th August. Remember, I told you about PDS also. One of the important points actually on the you must actually let customers know the updated information, all right, not the outdated one. It's very important. Then, of course, you have to let customers also explain to customers, right, the significant risks. All right, for example, what will be the impact of underinsured or overinsured? What is the excess? What is the betterment? What is the contributions? All right, things like that is very important for him to know. And as well as what would be the claim process, all right, when it comes to claims. I think obviously when it comes to claim, the customer most of the time will look for the agents, and the agent need to just render the service up to the customer expectation. Because each customer will have a different expectation of the service. Some may just want you to keep a toll-free number and then they can count it or set everything on their own. And some customers may even need you to give them extra hand, right, to go to the police station and make a police report. It much depends on what customers really need and what we can actually offer to customers, all right? So there's no wrong or right answer here. Now, of course, at the end of the day, you have to explain what are the salient features being embedded here, especially, what if I cancel a policy, what would be the consequences, things like that. Well, cancellation, obviously, then you need to have a cancellation letter, all right? And not by verbal, it's very important, yeah? I just want to tell you there's a real case on the it's actually it's a forgery of signature. All right, it's a real case, forgery of signature. Now, what happened is that there was this case here that the insured would want to actually cancel the PA, all right, due to old age. Then he actually asked the agent, because eventually they become good friends. So they asked the agent, can you just help me just to sign on behalf? So out of the courtesy, the agent signed on behalf, right? And after submitted cancellation letter, then the next moment the agent died because of accident. Of course, then the family members, thought that the policy is the policy is active, right? So it actually made a claim. But then it was turned down because the claims mentioned that the cancellation has been just submitted. But once they verify the signature, they find out that the signature doesn't belong to the father. It's a forgery. Now in that case, the outcome is quite sad. Then the claim is quite complicated. All right. And then the agent was actually terminated straight away because of forgery. Sometimes when we do things a favor, at the end of the day, it actually hit us back. All right, things like that. So sometimes when we want to do a favor for our insured, also must be able to measure whether it's actually sensible and reasonable. Because under the FSA 2013, it's very important that you must treat customers fairly, and the guideline is always mentioned on this very clear way to us. All right, things like that. Yeah. So this is just the PDS. Yeah. Now, then what about the where can I find the PDS? Of course, then you can actually find it, from the GG link. All right. Of course, we'll see now the benefits will be from the IFE right? Now in GG link, then what happens is that you can actually click on the product side here, the product type, the tab, then you're able to see the product disclosure sheet and the brochure for you to download. Because everything now goes we hardly have any physical brochure because we want to support the ESG, just like EV, we support the ESG concept, right? I mean, go green, in other words, yeah. So just click here, they're able to get your brochure, all right, things like that. Then this is just a policy schedule for your information. It's quite standardized. It's a standard template even for the motor insurance. Yeah, so for you to just have information of how it looks like. Yeah, don't worry about all these things because it's a triggered by system under the IFE here. Yeah. So it will show you, but apparently, what will be the wattage instead of CC, all right, something different because you're taking an EV car. Then it will show you the plan being chosen, and then show you what is the bundle premium, and show you what is additional coverage premium if there's any, and show you rebate for direct cases. Not meant for agents, sorry, this is actually for direct cases walking with. Then what are the endorsement available for additional coverage is always mentioned here. And what are the bundle benefits under the Great EV package, as I mentioned to you, right? The bundle here will be actually the special period up to 10K. Then special period like all those flood, windstorm, all those land subsidence, right? Then the legal liability of passenger, and then the waiver of compulsory access, then the Easy Drive 3, which is a very powerful insurance here that we actually embedded. More important is allowance given for replacement of the battery of 2K, and also the allowance due to the theft of charging cable adapter, which is 1K. All right, so something a bit different from the traditional policy. Otherwise, then the template will be the same. IFA system walkthrough. This is a simple one. If those that attended the training earlier on IFA model, right, then you should be able to grab this easily. Or for information, since we are on this topic here, so we're going to have another training, all right, bear in mind, another training on IFA motor, training on the 13th October from 2 to 6. For more information, please check with your marketeer. Okay, again, I repeat. So the guide on IFE motor, generally we talk about the commercial and the private motor vehicles, right? I then talk about how you're going to actually handle when there's a referral case. Also talk about how you're going to handle all the renewal cases and how you're going to see all those CBC breaches, all those things in a different module, for example, in the counter inquiry, in the admin module, then what is the function of quick quote and quotation, all those things, right? We're going to actually have another last training on this 13th October, all right, because we have did two already, respectively on the 7th and 22 September. So this is the last one on the 13th October, virtual one. Please ensure those that have not attended, please attend this training, all right? It's one of the benefits of the agents, right? They're able to, get yourself familiarized, in the IFE system, while issuing the new motor covenants for commercial and for private, because eventually, GIX will be decommissioned, all right, and all this motor will move into IFE soon. Stay tuned on that, right? Of course, the wonderful thing is that, right, for this EV, we already started, all right, for the first time using the IFE to issue this policy. So very simple, just go to quick quote, all right, to actually get the inside it, all right, under the motor, all right, icon here, and then what you can see is actually then go into the here under the C here, which is Great EV, all right, Great EV, not motor commercial, not motorcycle, not private motor issues, but actually on the Grid EV. Once you go to Grid EV, right, it looks like this, right? There's a get code here. Right, just click on the get code, then you're able to start issue your Grid EV policy. Right now, under the step 2, once you go into the step 1, right, you go into the Grid EV insurance icon, then the step 2 here, very simple. Then you click on the individual policy. All right, now once you click the individual policy, the next thing here, then condition is a drop box, right, where you're able to actually click whether it's a newly registered or a registered car. All right, now thereafter you can go to C. You can actually select whether it's IC or passport. I mean, obviously people will give IC for easy tracking. Then you can also key in your SSC number is optional. All right, then your vehicle number under here, then will be the place of the use, place of use, whether it's KL, Selangor, things like that, or maybe it's Perth or Kelantan. Then click to continue the next step here. Now, the next step here, what happened is that, right, then you can actually put in the salutation. All right, salutation is actually whether you are Dato or Doctor or Madam or Miss, all right, your salutation. Then will be actually, the full name. Right after the full name here, the next one here, actually to select customers, the marital status is a drop box for you to actually, select whether it's a widow or married or single, right? Now, the date of birth, you're using IC with the auto display here, no worries, all right? Same, go to the IC. If you use the IC, then be able to detect the nationality as well, whether you are Malaysian or not, right? Now, then after that, then what you need to do, very simple. Then, of course, under the D here, will be actually on the years of driving experience, just a gauge. Then your mobile phone number and your email address. Very important, these two, because email address, once the payment is made, right, then the policy will just send directly to your customer's email address. So that's why you need to put in the customer email address, not any other address. Same go to your mobile phone, because sometimes we need to communicate with agent via SMS, right? So make sure that this is actually being put up is the customer's number, any other number as well. Then your mailing address here, all right. Then you put in the postcode, your state, your country, address 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, these 4 addresses there's a character of 50 characters each line here, all right. And please remember that you must put in the address. A very natural flow, for example, the number, then followed by the route, the jalan. Don't put the name, for example, Alex Go. If you put the address one as Alex Go, when they detect this, right, then it will not be, it will not go through. It will not go through. So please make sure that all this address is a valid address without the name being intersected here. It's very important. All right. Now, another thing here, key in additional customer and vehicle information. Then select the vehicle, whether it's imported or local. That's under the vehicle indicator. Of course, then B, you have to select the coverage type, whether it's comprehensive or whether it's actually a third party or third party with fire and theft. Yeah. Then come to the third C here. C is actually on the drop box. Let's say, for example, whether it's sedan, whether it's other type of the body type, they're based on the make and model. Then of course once you've selected the body type, then the cases number, right, and then the engine number under D and E will be auto populated, auto displayed. They actually read from ISM value, right? Now, however, for those new registered car, open car note, then no choice to put in the cases number and the engine number. Otherwise, that is fine. For registered one, then we can just pick it up from the ISM site. Yeah. So make it easy, convenience, more convenience for you to key in all this information. All right. Then when come to the F and G, of course, the F will be the make, for example, Proton, then model will be the Saga, Proton Saga, all right, the first car and drive, as I can still remember here. Now then, of course, the use of the vehicle will be the electric car individual. You see the difference? if you click on the commercial and private, you will see this. Only when you click on the EV vehicle as icon, then you see this electric car individual. So please do not click wrong here, must click under EV. Then your seating capacity. Now, okay, seating capacity, you can just leave it blank, no need to key in, because once you have actually confirmed the market value later, right, then this seating capacity will be auto display, because by confirming the market value, then the make and model will be actually be compared as well. So thereby, they will actually feed the information from ISM, right, to actually give you the seating capacity. So no need to put inside that one. Leave it empty first. Once you select the market value, it's been confirmed that it will be there already, right? Then you have to key in, the under the H here, the customer's email address, very, very important, as mentioned. All right. Then key in the manufacturer year if let's say it's newly registered vehicle only. Yeah. Then under the J will actually as mentioned, check the market value based on the vehicle NBIC, both the market value and the voltage will auto display. Then K is actually on the NCD level entitlement, all right. And then also will auto populate the number of claims in the past 2 years. Also, it's actually from the ISM side, right? That actually we extract the value from there. Then key in additional customers and vehicle information. So you must select the start date, right, of the vehicle. Then that's it. Then the end date will auto display. No need to actually put the end date. Then also select under B here will be on the whether there's any anti-theft device, for example, with or without, whether actually it being fit in, at the manufacturer factory level, all right, under the P here. And then under the C will be safety feature, whether it's any safety feature in the car, whether it's ABS, airbag, all those things, all right. Then under D here will be actually to select the type of garage used, all right, to store this vehicle, whether it's open garage, whether it's a secure public car park, whether park outside, so put it here, all right, there's a drop box for you to select. Then the E here, whether, it's still under a PH loan, or if yes, then you just click, then you just select which bank, AXA Bank or RHB or whatsoever. All right. If no, then just click no. That means it's actually not under installment anymore. All right. Then just click on F to continue. Yeah. So once you click on the F to continue, then there's a slider for you to select. All right. To adjust the market value. So the adjustment of market value here are very simple. It must not be, there's a parameter given, not more than 20% or not less than 10% of sum insured. If more than 20% sum insured or less than 10% sum insured, then it will trigger a referral case. All right, things like that. And once you actually, confirm the market value, now once you confirm the market value, that market value becomes the agreed value, all right, which is benefits to your customers. Then the seating capacity earlier on, that one will be auto display. Yeah. Then under the B here, all right, the next section here, just click on the view all benefits and download a copy of the schedule of benefits for future reference under here, which you can see. Then the select customers desired plan type, whether it's actually, plan 1, plan 2, and plan 3. Remember I told you about all the bundle benefits is actually under here. You can actually select which one that you really wanted, yeah, from here. Step 5, then download a policy, what do you call that? A copy of the policy wording, PDS, and the quotation summary, and share to your customers, right? I think PDS is very important to share. Then under a normal case, which has no issue, then immediately you can actually download this quotation summary, right? So the product disclosure sheets. For those refer case, then your quotation summary will be disabled until the referral case has been approved by underwriter, right? Then they can see. And the best thing is that, right, once the underwriter has approved the case, then an email will be sent to your email address to tell you that, hey, this case has been whether approved or rejected. Then you can go back to the IFB here under the quotation to check, right, and then to make payment and then to close the deal. But however, for that referral case, no additional premium can be adjusted. I mean, no add-on special period can be adjusted, all right, over there, all right, things like that. Yeah. Of course, declaration, very important. You have to check the 2 boxes here. first box and the second box. First box is actually saying that, well, the what do you call it, certified the proposal original IC, all right, and also further declare that, to actually keep all this information, all right, and then under the checkbox to also to be clicked to say that I retain a copy of the IC applicant's of the individual insurance, right, where the premium is actually more than 50K. This already is actually under the AMNA guideline that we have to do at Trust, right? So very importantly, again, let me just repeat, right? So under A here, remember, you can download a policy wording. Also, the product disclosure sheets, right, which is the red color one. So the quotation summary, right, can be retrieved from the browser, downloads, and share a copy to your customers. And important B is actually to ensure customer is actually briefed, all right, on the disclaimer and the declaration. That's very important because otherwise they don't know what they will think, right, inside that. Then you can actually proceed with payment. Now, payment here are quite straightforward. All right, under the step 4 here, right, just to explain a bit more further, all right, to select sum insured plan type and add-ons. Now, under the step 4 here, so there's a slider for you to select your sum insured, all right? Of course, once you select the sum insured, right, then of course the sum insured will be auto display. They're actually extracted from the ISM system, all right? Now, thereafter, you can actually move around the slider here to adjust the premium. Whether you want to be a bit more or a bit low, but then that is a parameter for you to actually select, right? In a way that when you want to up the market value, right? So the benchmark is up to 20%, all right? And then when you want to actually reduce the sum insured, right? So the benchmark will be actually cannot be less than 10%. If actually less than 10% or more than 20%, right? In that case, then you become a refer case. All right. Once you have actually select the actual desired sum insured, for example, it's supposed to be 174,400, right? But it happened to be you actually increase a bit further, so become, for example, 190K. Now, 190K, this market value actually will turn to the agreed value, right, in GGM book, right? So understand? Now, then after, once you continue, right, as I mentioned to you, once you have select the market value, right, then the seating capacity will auto display the earlier one. Let me go back here. The auto. All right, under H here, under H, seating capacity will be auto display. All right, once you've selected confirm the market value here, all right? Now, then under the grid EV plan here, remember I told you about all these benefits being given on a bundled basis, right? Then you can just select plan 1, plan 2, or plan 3. All right, so plan 1 will actually come with a bit of 310. Plan B will be 358, and plan 3 will be 458 ringgit. Yeah. Of course, if you buy individual, all those products will be more expensive. We bundle in together with the ED3, then it will be actually a bit more economical. Yeah. Because it comes with a set. Set, of course, normally it's a bit more economical, right? In that manner. Yeah. Hope I actually explained clearly on this. All right, then the next part here, after you have covered everything, you have seen the quotation, then you fill out the summary quotation, you take a look, and then everything you're quite comfortable. All right, then the last step here will be actually to check on the premium summary and facilitate the payment. All right, now to check on this summary, very simple. Then click on the summary of premium payable is correct based on the selections made, right? Then click on the proceed to payment, right? So once you click on the red color one, the proceed to payment, Yeah, then the next one here, then it will actually route you to the payment gateway for you to make the payment. Yeah. So to make the payment, of course, you will be given a choice here whether the agents can use a credit limits first. All right. Then thereafter subsequently, the payment to be actually paid by the agent credit card, and then they collect back from customers. There's one way. Otherwise, then the customers can use the credit limit to pay first, and subsequently to send the URL link. The URL link will be under the administration module, if I recall correctly, right? Then just click on the URL, then then the customers will be able to actually make the payment on their own. A link will be sent to customers via email. That's why it's very important to actually ensure that the email of customer is actually correctly input. All right. Example, another way, easy one is actually customers authorize you to use their own debit card or credit card. So customers can actually make the payment. All right. Thereafter, the e-payment page should actually pop up to key in all the necessary information for you to proceed the card payment. So once the payment is successful, then the policy schedule, policy check-in, certificate of insurance, tax invoice, the payment will be actually sent to customer's email. And this document can also be retrieved at the policy administration for your information. It means there are two ways. One, of course, one payment is made, right? All these policy documents will be sent to customers via their email. And at the same time, also, the agent got the privilege to download or got the way to download this document from the policy administration as well. So there are two ways of doing it. For some customers may find, hey, even though customers receive already, I want to see customers with all this document. Yeah, they can do so, no issue. Yeah, because that's how we get business all the time to give the good service. All right. Now, for a very detailed flow of the payments, right? So remember, if those have attended the training for the IFP model, which has been conducted, in September, so we going to have another round on the 13th October, 2 to 6. Yeah, please make sure that you actually join these sessions to make yourself have a better understanding of how the normal private car and the vehicle we work in this IFE to issue the private and a motor car, also to issue, what happens when there's a referral case being encountered, what will be the procedure, also how to actually, issue those renewal cases. So everything will be taught there as well. So please stay tuned and remember to come for the training if you have not done so. Yeah, I mean, not attended this training before on a guide on IFE motor. Right. So I think that's about it. Yeah. So this is the end of this the presentation. Yeah. Let me just
Alex. Alex. Alex.
yeah. Yes.
Alex, can we have Q&A session?
Yes. Yeah, I may do so. Yeah.
Thank you.
There's a
Let me
few
start
here.
off with the first question. Alex, for theft of wall charger, there must be proof of forced entry. So these wall charger are usually installed on the wall outside the house. So if a thief want to steal, they'll just climb over the wall, and still there would not be evidence of or proof of forced entry. How do we handle this matter?
Maybe Adrian will pick up the questions. Yeah.
Hi, thank you. Okay. So, based on this kind of situation, right, normally, what our claims team will do is, one of it, you can appoint adjuster to go and investigate. So, of course, when we say forced entry, right, by right, there should be some signs lah. So usually our adjusters will be able to pick up, even though if it's installed outside the house, as long as there's some signs of being being broken into or some minor signs of forced entry, definitely this one will be payable lah. Of course, it will subject to the adjuster's report.
Yes, but if it is a small claim, normally Great Eastern General will not appoint an adjuster, which would incur additional costs. And the thieves they are very smart also. For them to do a simple job, they just have to climb over or jump over the gate, which will not cause any damages or any, would there be any proof of forced entry?
Okay. So for this one, right, actually the forced entry actually is on the damages. Oh wait, this one is talking about the theft of the
Theft.
cable, right?
Yes,
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And in that case, I think this one would require the police report, right?
Mm.
I think this one is better for our claims team to take
Take
the
on.
question. Miss Gan?
Claims team, are you around? Maybe Sim, can you answer? Or rather, Hamidi, can you answer this question?
Hi, sorry. Wait, just now, can you again repeat the question? Sorry.
Okay, I think the agent question is actually, some of the cable what's the charges actually is actually located outside of the wall there, all right. Now and there's no possible entry whereby the thief just jump over and then just stole it. So in claim perspective, how would you going to manage this situation? Yeah.
So me for the claims, they will so we will definitely check on this lah whether got this element or not. And if let's say even though the case is small amount and we require to send an adjuster, we will send an adjuster to verify the video. So cannot simply throw away the case or without any basis or justification. So it's our side will be confirming whether this element was under this case, this claim or not lah.
Yes, but the adjuster will not be able to find any evidence.
If let's say
well.
if let's say there's no evidence to suggest that there's element of this, then probably we may need to entertain this case. It depends on how we get all this information when we decide on the
I think the policy wording need to be very clear. To treat our customer fairly, we always emphasize on treat customer fairly. So any doubt in the wording, when you come to a court case, the judge will give the doubt to the insured.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, understood. Mr. Ang, your concern here, but as mentioned by our claims here, right? So normally for all this, because it says something new to everybody, so thereby if there's any stolen items, right? So probably then they will actually need to actually appoint adjuster to do the assessment to be fair to the customers, to be fair to the agents, and to be fair to the to the company as well lah. So I think that's how it's being picked up lah. All right, okay. So any other questions that you want actually claim to assess?
Yes, Alex, thank you for your answer. Although the answer is not satisfactory, but I will accept that for the time being.
Alex, Juliana here. Can I ask further to his question now? Actually, I don't know how this EV charger is attached lah. Let's say they cut the wire. Is there any way they cut the wire? Could it be proved as a what? As a theft?
Sim, can you pick out the questions? Yeah.
Because I don't know. We don't know how the EV station charges
Yeah,
was
yeah, right.
facing.
Actually, I agree with you, Juliana, because actually EV is something new in the market. Now we are actually on a very basic footing. All right, as I mentioned, also sometimes only through experience, we're able to know where it's being located lah, where it's going to install lah. But apparently, what happened is that we are just taking a scenario that it will be actually installed, inside the wall of the house.
Inside the
So
garage,
then
I mean, that is the garage, I mean, our porch.
garage, yes, garage, yeah, right. Essentially in the garage lah. So let's say if we find that it's being actually it's being actually cut off, right, the cable, and and it's proven that this is actually a site of possible entry. Yeah, in that case, I think probably the plans to pick up the case lah. All right.
I don't think so.
Things like
You
that.
should put forcible entry lah. I think it's not too appropriate lah. Honestly speaking, maybe it's another wording. I don't know how is the EV chargers installed yet. I don't know how to explain.
Juliana, because actually this is a standard wording, so we cannot actually debate from it. But anyhow, I think our claims will look into this, because anyway, I'm just doing the sharing here. So
Yeah,
I think probably the claims you need to pick it up from here. I think Sim, you need to actually pick it up. If let's say those questions that to be fair to the agents here,
Yes.
we actually note down all these questions here, then we
Yeah.
pull out and then get back to the agents.
Yeah,
I think that's more important.
because
Yeah,
this
you note down all the questions,
because
yeah.
this great EV is quite like Alex saying there's quite new to us on the wording. So we will pick it up on the question that raised. So we will get back to you all.
I
Thank
think
you.
yeah. So something new to everybody this EV. I mean, everybody get excited, even though not it's very small, as everybody like Juliana, of course you're always in the market
Yeah.
all the time. So when in grow bigs, right, when we have more experience, then we were able to actually know how we should manage because something
Yes.
new, even
Yeah.
you ask us also sometimes, there's no
Correct.
criticism for us to really
Yeah.
follow.
We
But-
learn
But
together.
definitely I agree
Yeah,
lah.
but anyhow, like just now, Hamidi mentioned, for like those case, we also will engage, like no matter how small is the amount. So for both fair for both parties. So we also will engage our adjuster to get further justification on that lah. But we also get where you come from. So we will drop it down the question and we will further check and we will get back to you all.
Thank you,
Excuse me.
Alex.
Excuse me.
Alex. Okay.
Yes.
My name is Tan Ning Seong. Actually, nowadays it's quite common for family to have CCTV at the entrance, so that can be they can be used as evidence lah. CCTV recordings.
Very, very
Yes.
valid and very practical example given. Yes, if let's say I think if it's a CCTV, then I think claim site is actually much easier for them to actually respond the case, because at least there's evidence. Because I think the principle of insurance is actually the insurance is to furnish the evidence, and then the insurance company is the one that's going to make adjustment, going to actually assess the case, whether it's payable. I think, yeah, good
Yes.
one. I think it's a very good point. I think what we can do, we can always advise, people buy EV car, I think they are quite a luxury family, I suppose, because not cheap. Even from China, one also 100K already from the BYD. So I think, we can always suggest to the customers to have the CCTV in place for in case the accidents, just like nowadays in our car, most of us got the cam, right? So that when accident happens, at least there's a cam for us to really show the evidence. I've got one case here, my nephew, all right, it's a real case. My niece is driving a car. Then what happened was that then the motorcyclists came by, all right, and then knocked my niece's car. And some more these motorcyclists they demanded the compensation from my niece. My niece is just a fresh grad, was so panicked. All right, then of course my sister then accompanied her to the police station, and this is the first time history I actually hear. All right, the sergeant cited my niece, because maybe my niece is not very innocent, also very scary, because he said itu abang nak ambil 2,000 daripada saya. So I think he want to get 2K, the compensation from my niece. So in that case, because they got a cam to prove, all right, and then the sergeant also some rather that moment actually favored my niece. So actually then then actually he rule out this case here. Very rare one, because normally for motorcyclists, whether they are wrong or you're wrong. So at the end of the day, we are still at the wrong. So things happen just to share the information with you all. Yeah, right? Yeah. All right, so I think what I will do right now, I will actually launch the polling. All right, and then if you have any further questions, I think what you can do, just put in the chat box, and then we just compile, and then we actually take the FAQ. Then we will just email the branches to be shared with everybody. I think so that it benefits the whole floor. All right. All right, so I've just started the polling. Then what you need to do just to get it completed, yeah. And then you will just submit it and then leave the training on. Thank you, Mr. Tan, for your wonderful contribution, and then Mr. Ang for your valid question, and also Juliana for very valid questions to be shared to the among agents here. Okay, thank you very much.
Alex? Alex, are you still there?
Oh yes, Mr. Ang, I'm still around. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Alex, just one or two more questions instead of putting it in the chat box. When we do this insurance for EV, after premium payment is made, will the receipt be available immediately?
Will the receipt
After
be
premium
ready
payment,
after premium
will
paid
it be? Yes,
Give me one moment, yeah.
thank you.
Hi. So regarding your question, right? So after
Yes.
the payment, there will be a
Mm.
payment successful notice
Mm.
upon the payment page. So right after that, there will be a sort of a document sent to the customer's email, the confirmation of payment.
No, what I want is the official receipt. See, in the past, we got to come back and check for the receipt. Check and check is a waste of time. We cannot do work business in this manner. It's not efficient at all.
Yes. So via IFE, right? When it goes to
Mm.
ePay system, by right, the receipt will be received lah. So there's no that won't require you to go back to us to actually get the official receipt.
Yeah, if it is available immediately after payment, that is what we want, the standard of service from GEGM.
Yeah, correct. So
We don't want to go back again and again. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It wastes a lot of our time.
For our side also, we are working to digitalize a lot of things to make things more efficient and also more user friendly. So
Excellent.
yeah, this is the thing
That's
that we're
very
working
good.
towards.
That's very encouraging. You're Mr. Sim, right?
No. I'm Adrian from product development.
Oh, Adrian, Mr. Adrian. Mr. Adrian, allow me to ask another question. Just now, Alex, during his training, he mentioned about current year no claim discount relief.
Yes.
This one, is there additional premium payable for that?
Yes. So it's an optional benefit for grade EV. Yeah, you will require additional premium lah. Of course,
Okay.
this one is same as our current VPC approach, where this benefit is optional.
Okay. Let me just clarify and confirm with you, Mr. Adrian. Let's say a motor insurance policy, the insured did not buy separate cover for windscreen. And then when it comes to a claim, he can still make a claim, but he will lose his NCD.
Correct.
Yeah. But if he has purchased this current year no claim discount relief, then even though if he doesn't buy separate cover for the windscreen, he can still claim without the NCD being affected. Is that correct? Is my understanding correct?
Okay, so how this NCD relief work is that it's form of a reimbursement. Okay, so assuming I'm currently at 55% NCD, okay, I don't have windscreen coverage, stone hit my windscreen, it cracked, I need to claim my my motor sum insured lah. So it will impact the NCD. So
Correct.
Upon the next renewal, my NCD will go to zero. Even with this benefit, it will go to zero. But how this benefit paid is, it will reimburse the discounted amount of the 55% back to me. So So basically, today I enjoy 500 ringgit discount on my premium lah, the 55%. So upon claim, the company will reimburse me the 500 ringgit that I got discounted back to me. So that when upon the next renewal, when my NCD goes back to zero, at least my burden won't be so much lah. I don't have to bear so much on the premium. I still have the reimbursement.
I see. In other words, the NCD will still be affected in the subsequent years.
Yes, correct.
Okay, that is what I want to know. Thank you so much, Mr. Adrian.
Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Hello, Adrian. Adrian?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Tan. Yeah, I just want to check. Let's say in the process of issuing the EV cover note or EV policy or quotation, and we encounter some we want to ask some question during the process. We have some issue. So is there a help desk where we can call to get assistance for the GEG link?
Okay. For GEG link, I think there's a different.
We have to issue the policy. We have to go into GEG link. Then after that, the other one is what? To issue motor insurance is under.
Okay, so for EV, this time round on IFE, the policy issuance will be via IFE already. So everything will be done in the system.
Oh, it's not through GEG link?
No.
IAE. Oh, how to? Maybe it's a web based or?
IFE is the current system.
I think let me just talk about Adrian.
Is it an app or what?
No, it's actually the Flask IFE and the JX is actually embedded in the GEG link. So you need to actually go into the main of GEG link, all right, by actually keying in your user ID and password, right? Then once you go into GEG link, then you're able to see on the left panel, right, there are three icons. One is JX, one is actually on IFE, and one is on the what do you call it, on the Flask. So just click on the middle one, the IFE, then you're able to see already from there.
Yeah, I'm saying that if let's say we have encounter any question we want to ask, is there any help desk to assist the agent?
So this one will come back to you later. Stefan, you're from which branch? You're from the?
I'm from KL.
Yeah, okay, KL branch, right? Okay.
So
I know that
for motor we have to click GIX, right?
We come back to you on these questions, Mr. Tan. Yeah, see which is the number that you're able to call, all right, to get assistance when you face issue, or whether should you actually go back to your marketer when it's issue. So we come back to you on these questions, Mr. Tan. Yeah. Thank
So how
you
do I,
for your
when or you want me to give you my handphone number? You can WhatsApp to me the answer.
Who is servicing you, Mr. Tan, under KL here?
Lai, Mr. Lai.
Lai, I can actually go back to Mr. Lai. No problem. Yeah, Tan. Yeah, no
Okay,
issue there.
Thanks.
All right, thank you very much for your questions. Yeah. In fact, Mr. Tan, you have a very great questions. Yeah. I think for the benefits of the floor as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the live
Agree.
department, if we have any issue with the the MPOS, they have a help desk where for us to call in to get to get assistance.
Yes, understood, Mr. Tan. Understood your concern. I think if I were you also, yeah, I'll be actually very keen to know what will be the help desk number that I could call in when I have some issues being faced while issuing the policy. Yeah, we will come back to you, Mr. Tan, first under
Okay.
Mr. Lai. All right, cool. Yeah.
May I know who's that speaking?
I'm Alex here.
Alex.
Alex,
Okay.
Alex
Thanks,
Goh.
Alex.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much.
And Alex and Kula here. Can I have a question?
Oh, sure. Kula, yeah.
Regarding the renewal of policy, not on EV, renewal of motor vehicle. When I go into the system, why when you give the telephone number and the email are not existing there? Why do you erase the email and the telephone number? Because when you do the renewal, you got to call the client back again to get the email address and all. But if the email address is still the same, unless it is changed, then we can change from the system. Why is it not appearing?
Sorry, I don't get you, Mr. Kula. You're mentioning
okay.
that while issuing a policy for renewal, the
Renewal,
contact number and the email address is what?
It's not in the system there.
You mean
Ah.
initially it was in the system, is it? Then eventually when you actually renew the policy, so the number and the number and the email address is gone. In that case, if what you say is correct, right? This statement, then you need to give a specific the case for us to address this issue. So what I will do, right? I will actually Kulai, are you from Klang branch, Kulai?
I'm from Kuantan branch.
Kuantan branch,
Kuantan branch, yeah.
Kuantan branch, Mr. Let me just take down your
my
KN 0092.
Yes, correct.
Okay, I think what happened is that you have to put this offline. You have to actually go back. Who is servicing you, Mr. Kulai, your Kuantan branch?
Vivian, Miss Lu.
Vivian,
Yeah.
Vivian, okay. I think in this case, what I will do, right? So I will actually escalate to the branch concerned as well as I'll try to tie you up to the IT side to see what's happening to your case, case, because I won't be able to give you a proper answer right now because I'm not in the IT team. All right. Thank you for bringing up. In fact, this is just sharing sessions. So if it's operational, I suppose that you all can just pick it up respectively from other avenues. All right.
Sorry, Mr. Alex. Most of my
fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the renewal vehicle, the email addresses are not there. So I have to call the client again to ask for the email address. That's a bit of hassle. Hope we can
Yes,
do
understood, Mr. Lai. Kulai, understood. Yeah,
Thank
so
you,
I will
thank
just
you.
pick it up separately and
Thank you.
try to escalate to other IT to see what's happening. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. So I think time's up again. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining this session. So I hope you have some good takeaway from here. As I mentioned to you, right? Everything starts from small, So the key is actually, we must always be one step ahead, in order to get ourselves prepared for everything to happen, especially for this EV car, which is coming very soon in a very rapid manner. All right, so we'll see more, I think probably, in next year or even year after next. Remember, I told you all, even in 2025, our ministry committed that they want to actually have EV car from Proton and Tradu, right? Apart from importing from Tesla, USA, and also from China, YBD lah. All right, so let's see how it goes, right? I always believe that, you know, if you happen to close a case, it's not a luck, all right? It's actually a preparation. And preparation always come from always, you know, moving ahead of others. That's how we actually being success in our business all the time, right? So thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, so we will actually call it a day.